Psychology in the news.
Let's take it out to our intrepid reporter, Sam. Sam, where are you today?
Hi, Paige. I am in a dress store. See you, Harry Styles. I don't know what he was doing here. Dress store. I'm in a dress store looking for a dress.
Oh, I mean, that makes me a little bit nervous, Sam, because, the last time you went dress shopping, you had a really clear goal. You wanted a blue and black dress, and you came back with a gold and white one. I mean, can you be trusted in a dress store?
That is a good question. It was a horrendous mistake. You're right. I wanted black and blue, and came back with gold and white. Easy mistake to make, though, I think.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing that we have a picture of that exact dress that you tried to buy.
Good.
Because I think otherwise watchers would be really confused as to how you could confuse those two colors. So maybe we can show the audience a picture of the dress you picked up. Yeah, there it is.
All right. In fact, I mean, maybe it's not just me who's confused. Let's have the whole class. But is that a black and blue dress, or is that a white and gold one? So we should be sending you an Instapoll now to find out.
I mean, I think this is a really kind of fascinating question here, because this is a picture of a dress. I'm assuming there's a dress in real life, and it is reflecting wavelengths of light off of it. Everyone's eyes are transducing. We'll understand what that word means soon enough, sensing that same wavelengths of light. And yet, I don't know, maybe people see it differently. Sarah, do we have any results from our Instapoll? What did the class say about this controversial dress?
64.4% said it was blue and black, and 33% said white and gold.
A third of the class see this as white and gold. I will say that you are in good company. I see it as white and gold. I believe that Kim Kardashian also believed that this dress was white and gold. So how could it be, Sam, that some people see this as blue and black? It obviously looks white and gold to me.
Yeah, well, I think this is going to really getting at the heart of what we're going to be talking about today, because it really helps us begin to understand the difference between sensation and perception. So the idea here and the explanation for this is that we are all getting the same wavelength of light into our eyes. So we are all sensing the same thing. We are all having the same wavelength arriving on our retinas and going to the visual areas of our brain. However, it's perception where we begin to make sense of this that we get the difference. And so really how people interpret that same wavelength really depends on their broader assumptions, their understanding of the context in which that dress is being viewed.
Yeah, so it's interesting that you say context, because I think it can be really hard to understand context of what. And I think in this case, it turns out that part of the reason that the dress is perceived in different ways by different people is because people are making different assumptions about what time of day it is. So in the middle of the day at high noon, there's a lot of blue wave light. At the end of the day, as the sun is coming down, the light is more golden and more yellow. Yet we don't think of our clothes as changing color over the course of the day. Instead, we're discounting light that is being reflected off of our clothes and everything else, depending on our knowledge of what type of day it is. So I think we have a little demonstration maybe to explain to them how this actually works.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and the context in this account, as you said, it's all about our expectations. That's the context. Are we expecting to see this dress in the daytime? Or at nighttime when it might be under artificial lighting or something like that. Yeah. So shall we? You have a little demonstration to kind of help pull this apart a little bit, right?
I think so. So if you can look at my computer, what we have here are two lines. The lines are different colors from each other, but you'll see that it's the same. That each line is the same color all the way across. So we have one line that's all one shade at the top, and then another line that's all one shade at the bottom. And now what we're going to do here is I'm going to just add more details around these two lines. But the important thing to note is that the information that you're seeing right now doesn't change at all from slide to slide. We're just going to build in some more context. So keep looking at those two lines as we add in other information. So we're adding in a little bit more detail along the sides. And look what we have here. So we have a situation in which if we were assuming that this dress was being viewed at nighttime when the light is more that yellow wavelength, then we would just count the yellow light and that color would appear to us to be blue or black. But if we're assuming that if it's the light of noon and it's that blue wavelength of light, then it looks like it's gold and white, and we're just counting that blue wavelength of light. So, I mean, Sam, this is interesting, but why is this psychology again?
Well, I think it's psychology because, I think it's easy to think of ourselves as kind of walking around the world and we live in the world, and then we're kind of just sort of imprinting the world onto ourselves, kind of like a camera or a tape recorder, whatever it is. We're just kind of having a recording of it. But as we have seen here, and as we're going to continue to see in this class, that's not what's going on at all. In fact, we are using our brain to construct much of what we perceive in the world. So it's an incredibly psychological process.
Okay, well, I think this is so interesting that even just seeing the world involves differences between us, differences in our minds, and how our minds are making up reality and constructing reality. So I hope we can talk more about that back in the studio.
I'm sure we will. This is Sam Gosling reporting for UT Smock News from inside a dress store